What's up, gente? What's up, Raza? I basically want to give an update on the war in Iran. I know this is something that's been going on for a while now, some time now, a couple months really. But this war has been around a lot longer than that. The United States involvement in Iran is a shame. It's a sad thing that did need to happen, especially recently with the United States under Trump killing their leader and invading the country and basically causing a war there. But this war goes back even before to 1979. Before that, it goes back to the 1950s, and even before that, with the European powers going in there and dividing up the land for oil. That's one thing that people forget is that when petroleum oil was discovered in these lands, uh, the British and the French would went in there to try to take the petroleum, the oil, and later the United States. But let's talk about the current state of the war in Iran, the current state and what's happening. I want y'all to know that obviously there's a couple more soldiers that have been pronounced dead. I think there's three and maybe even four total that they believe have died. But the truth is, we don't know how many people have been not just killed but injured. And the United States is not giving information. The United States is not holding any kind of press conference where they can be held accountable. And when I say United States, I'm talking about Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, the head of the Department of War, that clown, Marco Rubio, the speaker, right? The not the speaker, but he speaks for Trump as Secretary of State, and then another capacity. These people are nowhere to be found. Where are they? They're hiding because they don't want to answer the questions, and the questions being is, what's going on out there? Why is this war that was only going to go on 4 weeks not over? Those of us who follow politics know why. We know the answers. It's easy. Number one, they knew it wasn't going to be over, and they knew people were going to die, and they never intended to be honest about it in the first place. Uh, they are running up the gas prices, but they're also cashing in. They play the stock market. For those of you who don't know, it's called prime and pump, and basically you're gonna pump up the price. You get people all pumped up, and you're priming something that in the stock market is going to be worth more. So they're not just doing it with the gas and petroleum industry, where people are getting rich and with those corporations making money, but they're also doing it with gold. They're doing it with crypto. They're doing it whatever. The Trump family is getting filthy rich as the grifters that they are. So this whole war in Iran, people do not need to be dying, do not to be get need to be getting injured. If you have a son or daughter in the armed forces, I hope that they finally refuse orders, because I know they're probably being given orders to do some shady stuff, some dirty stuff, some illegal stuff. Anytime you join the military, many people don't realize you belong to the U.S. government, who has a reputation and a history of lying to people about what they're doing, what they're up to. But they're the most highly trained killing machines on earth. They have all this technology and they'll use it, and they don't care who dies. So if you have a son or daughter of you yourself are currently in the armed forces, this is definitely not a president you need to be serving, and this is not definitely a secretary of war you should be taking orders from. So I wanted to do this. It's not a very long video, but I wanted to do this to let people know the war in Iran is a mess. It's a horrible, horrible mess, and it didn't start in 1969 or 79, I should say. It started in the 50s and even before that. So don't let nobody lie to you about what's going on, because that's exactly what's going on. The Trump administration is lying, is not meeting with the people. People are dying. More people are coming up dead and hurt than we truly know about. So, if you can be out there, protest. If you can voice your opinion online, protest. If you could protest by boycotting something, do so. That's called a boycott, right? Economic boycotts actually work. So we don't need to be killing innocent people across the world or here, but we especially don't need to be doing it for the wealthy people and their children, who are going to have, great lives. They're going to have nice lives in the next 100 years, while your children don't, where your children suffer if they live to be that old. So, just a quick update. I'm out of here and give you a la raza. Ho.